Hi everyone, I'm Alanah and welcome to another episode of Button Bash. Diablo 3 has officially been confirmed for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Blizzard announced that the Reaper of Souls Ultimate Evil Edition will release on consoles on the 19th of August. On top of the content in the original console version, the Ultimate Evil Edition will have a new class, new areas and new challenges, boasting countless hours of gameplay. This basically includes all additional content that has already been released on the PC, including the Reaper of Souls expansion, but it's all packaged into one neat game. The new class is the Crusader. Blizzard's release notes describe the Crusader as clad head to toe in fortified armor. The Crusader is an unstoppable force of righteous destruction who channels the power of the divine wrath to visit retribution among his demonic quarry. If you already own the original version of the game and you're not interested in trying out a new class, you'll also be able to transfer your character directly to the newer consoles. As if we didn't have enough shooters already, Zomboko Entertainment has announced Crossing the Line, which will be coming to PC, Xbox One and PS4. The game will run on CryEngine and calls itself a mystical first-person shooter about a man who begins to fight with evil in order to rescue his beloved. Apparently the main protagonist is actually able to warp between the land of the living and the dead. It sounds a little bit like Alan Wake to me. Joe Reira, the creative director and artist behind the Darksiders series, posted on Facebook that Darksiders is not dead. He said, "The new owner, Nordic, seems very committed to continuing the series. As far as my involvement, I can't say at this point. Hopefully we will all have exciting news about the franchise soon." Back in August, Nordic product development director Reinhard Paulus said a new Darksiders is years away yet, and part of the team actually moved to Crytek, which has caused some obvious issues. Regardless, the fact that they'd bothered to buy Darksiders at all hints at a new game in the works, but Joe has done everything but outright confirm the third installment of the franchise is somewhere on its way with his Facebook updates. As a huge Darksiders fan myself, I can only hope he knows more than he's already told us. I'm very excited to talk to you guys today about a lovely little game I've been playing called Child of Light. I played it on the Xbox 360, but it's also available on the Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and on the PC, and regardless of platform, this game is seriously beautiful. You play as a girl called Aurora who wakes up in another universe, and you're immediately greeted by this stunning fairy tale atmosphere. Even Aurora's hair flows with so much life that I couldn't help but just jump around just to watch it dance as soon as I got a hold of her. But that's not the only thing in this game that's beautiful. Even the story, which follows this little girl setting out to find the sun, the moon, and the stars, is really heartwarming from the get-go. Beyond that, there's a really gorgeous art style that seems to be inspired by the likes of Studio Ghibli. You fly up floating platforms in the sky or get brought back down by tranquil waterfalls that seem to just come from nowhere. Every world is just so different too, and each character is just as diverse. You work your way through various different levels, finishing off quick but cute little puzzles and gathering up a group of extremely quirky folk to add to your party. Your party will come in handy in the turn-based combat sequences, where you're set up against a variety of enemies. You control two of your party members, who usually have pretty dramatically different stats and fighting styles, as well as your companion Firefly, who's adorable, but can also hover over other enemies to either slow them down, or hover over your players to give them health for a period of time. Being able to slow your enemies adds this whole new tactic because each enemy gets to attack at a certain pace. Some are faster than others, and specific moves get cast faster than others, meaning there's just a whole lot of strategy behind what attack you use, be it fast or slow, or which enemy you should take out first, depending on how fast or slow they are. Each successful fight will leave you with a wad of experience points, similar to a JRPG, and as you level up, you unlock new skills for each of your party members in a very extensive skill tree. There are also crystals which you'll pick up around the world that you can craft together and give to your different party members, giving them certain buffs and perks. And honestly, for a game that seems really simple and perhaps almost childish in its fairy tale beauty, it actually has a whole lot of depth as an RPG. Now, the biggest downfall of Child of Light is that every single character, bar one, speaks in rhymes. Initially it was kind of lovely, that only lasted like a minute. The rhymes add some really unique charm to the atmosphere, but for the most part, they're just so poorly done, and the syllables are uneven, so having to tap A to read the next line is just more tedious than it already should be. It's not even that it's cheesy, it's just that it feels a bit like the entire script was written by Yoda, drunk Yoda, with lines like, "Mother and her Duke, tears of joy will shed." I just can't help but feel glad that Yoda found some work after Star Wars wrapped up. Overall, it's a beautiful and surprisingly intense game that really shouldn't be dismissed just because of the fairy princess tale aspects, because it's so much more than that. The awful dialogue is bearable, but definitely an unfortunate downside. But that's it for today, you guys. I'm Alanah, and this has been Button Bash.